Stu here. So for this week's video, I wanted to do something kind of special. First of all, you can kind of tell that I do not have the aesthetic of what you would consider minimalist. I do not have straight black hair that's tied back. I'm not wearing hemp clothes. That's kind of a stereotype, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong with that even. I'm a young woman. I love to look good, and that's just who I am. To give you a brief journey of how I started my minimalism, just go back to when I was a child, right? When I was 5 or 6, around that age. I'll visit my grandparents. Oftentimes they'll give me like $10 bills or something and they'll tell me to buy snacks. Even at that young age, I did not really like to buy snacks with that money. My favorite preferred item was actually rubber clay. I loved making little animals, little flowers, little pieces of like miniature food. I knew that if I buy snacks, then that would just be temporary. Like I would eat it and then it will be gone and it will give me brief pleasure. Whereas if I were to buy the rubber clay toys, then I could actually make something. I could be creative and they'll last me a long time. I could even gift it to somebody and then they'll be very happy to receive that gift. I kind of wanted to focus on things that actually gave me the real value for over a longer period of time. Around winter of 2014, I had some kind of personal life issues that was going on that kind of ended up me being in a very, very cheap small shoebox of a temporary housing situation. And I remember sitting in this shoebox one night and looking at 2 huge suitcases of clothes and bags that made me look beautiful, but I really literally had nothing to my name. I had no money. I had no valuable personal connections and stuff like that. I remember thinking like, why am I trying to look so fancy, I guess you could say, when in fact I had nothing of value. And I was so disgusted with myself. I put almost all my clothes and bags in the suitcase except for a couple items that I would actually wear, and I just took it out to the dumpster area and I threw away 2 huge suitcases that were almost as tall as like my shoulders or something like that. And I was able to come back to that little shoebox, but I realized I actually have everything I need. Now, I love reminiscing back in these times because that was when I was the poorest as far as possessions go, but I was at my ultimate level of creativity. I envisioned having a business one day. That's when I learned how to build a website, and maybe even going back to school. And it was absolutely essential to who I am as a person today. That's when this journey of minimalism has started. Of course, after that, I definitely went through a period where I'll go shopping a lot. Like I said, I love to look good. It's been like a journey, but overall, because I took that huge step to sort of purge all the items at one time, and it was so connected to the type of intense emotional experience that I had at the time, I think it sort of stayed with me. But I think even at the very, very core of my being, even as I was a child, I always focused on what was more valuable, what was actually giving me joy in my life than, say, possessions or temporary pleasures and stuff like that. So even though I'm a minimalist, I'm an absolute believer in financial abundance. I love money. Even in my very first minimalist video, I talk about how much I love money because of what it represents. It's not just for the number, it's for the things that money allows me to do. So although I'm a minimalist, I love to have the comfort of life. I love to look good. The only difference is that instead of buying a bunch of cheap items and every time I feel insecure, every time I want to show off, I don't buy clothes. I buy clothes that I know are of good quality. They make me feel beautiful. They'll last me a long time and they'll go with everything in my wardrobe and stuff like that. So my version of minimalism is having the type of intangible benefits of life, like freedom, like independence, like feeling happy, feeling well fed, eating, being able to afford healthy food, looking great without having to go shopping all the time and wasting my time on that. And speaking of time, being a minimalist saves me time. Like I don't have to spend all my time organizing my closet. I don't always have to worry about use my mental bandwidth on what to wear every single day, because the few items that I own, I know they're going to make me look good and I could mix and match all my clothing items in my closet. So, it gives me so much mental freedom. It gives me actual time-wise freedom. And I'm able to focus my time and attention on things that actually help me improve. Like I could learn more about creating beautiful hair color for my clients. I could learn more about doing haircuts. I could learn more about business. I could read more books. So, it's stuff like that. So I love minimalism. I'm a minimalist, not because I love limiting myself, but because I know that by not constantly being a slave to having to own things, having to present myself in a certain way, having to present my house in a certain way, having to present my outfit in a certain way, without having to worry about these things, I'm actually able to worry more about things or focus my attention on things like improving myself, investing in my education, investing in people that I love, spoiling the people that I love, spoiling myself with healthy food, and tackling on more disciplined projects where I can do experiments of like, oh, how little can I spend this month and still eat healthy, stuff like this, right? Things that make life rich without having to spend so much money. So that's why I'm a minimalist. I hope this makes sense. I would have to look back on this video and start editing to see if I'm making any sense, but I'm just speaking from my heart, you guys. So that's why I'm a minimalist. I value the intangible, invaluable things of life that life can offer. So I hope this video was helpful. If you like this type of video, please let me know. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I love and miss you guys. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys next week. Bye!